Cats are amazing and mysterious creatures that have accompanied humans for thousands of years. Their behavior can sometimes seem inexplicable, but behind every gesture or habit lie deep instincts, physiological traits, and even emotional motives. One of the most common and endearing feline habits is rubbing against their owner's legs, furniture, walls, or other objects. Why do cats love doing this so much? In this article, we'll explore all aspects of this behavior in detail, from biological reasons to social and emotional factors. One of the primary reasons cats rub against people or objects is tied to their physiology and territorial instincts. Cats have special glands that secrete pheromones, chemical substances that serve as a means of communication. These glands are located on various parts of their bodies: on their cheeks, chin, around their lips, on their forehead, at the base of their tail, and even between the pads of their paws. When a cat rubs against something, it leaves its pheromones on the surface, effectively marking it as part of its territory. For cats, this isn't just a random act, it's an important way to define their space. In the wild, the ancestors of domestic cats, such as the African wildcat, Felis libica, used similar behavior to signal to other animals, "This is my zone." The pheromones a cat leaves behind carry information about its identity, age, sex, and even emotional state. In this way, rubbing is a kind of calling card that a cat leaves in the world around it. When a cat rubs against you, it's not only marking you as theirs, but also blending your scent with its own. This creates a shared group scent, which, for the cat, signifies safety, belonging, and comfort. This behavior is especially noticeable when a new person or animal enters the home. The cat may rub more intensely to overwrite the unfamiliar scent with its own. Rubbing in cats isn't just about marking territory, it's also a key element of social interaction. Unlike dogs, which show affection more overtly, like wagging their tails or jumping for joy, cats express attachment more subtly. Rubbing against their owner is one such way of saying, "You're important to me." When a cat rubs against your legs or hands, it's not only leaving its scent, but also taking on yours. This is a sort of bonding ritual that strengthens the connection between you. In cat colonies, like among stray cats, rubbing is often observed between individuals who trust each other. They rub their faces or sides together, exchanging scents and reinforcing their friendship. So if your cat rubs against you, it's a sign that it considers you part of its family or colony. Interestingly, cats rarely rub against those they feel wary of. If your pet avoids rubbing against a particular person, it might be a sign of distrust or discomfort. On the other hand, active rubbing is a compliment, a gesture of trust toward a valued companion. Cats are emotionally sensitive creatures, and their behavior often reflects their mood. Rubbing can be a way to relieve stress, seek pleasure, or get your attention. When a cat rubs against you, it might be feeling joy at your presence, especially if you've just come home. It's their way of greeting you and expressing satisfaction that you're near. Moreover, rubbing stimulates the release of endorphins, happiness hormones. Contact with a hard surface, like furniture, or a soft one, like your hand, creates pleasant pressure on the cat's skin, which has a calming effect. If you pet the cat in return, it heightens their pleasure, as touch activates even more receptors on their body. Sometimes, rubbing is a direct request for attention. A cat might rub against your legs to remind you of its presence. Pet me, play with me, or feed me. This is especially evident if the rubbing is accompanied by purring, a raised tail, or gentle headbutts. Hormones also play a role in why cats rub. Unspayed or unneutered cats, especially females in heat, may exhibit intensified rubbing as part of mating behavior. During these periods, the pheromones released by their glands become more potent, and the cat tries to attract potential mates. Rubbing against objects or people in this case is a way to spread their scent as far as possible. In spayed or neutered cats, this behavior is usually less pronounced but doesn't disappear entirely, as rubbing is tied not only to reproduction but also to the other instincts mentioned earlier. Cats are highly sensitive to changes in their environment, and rubbing can be a way to adapt. For example, if you rearrange furniture, bring in a new item, or introduce an unfamiliar smell, a cat may start rubbing more actively to restore order. This is their method of coping with uncertainty and regaining a sense of control over their territory. Sometimes, rubbing is linked to curiosity. A cat might rub against a new object to explore it while simultaneously marking it as examined and safe. This behavior is especially common in young cats still discovering the world. Many owners notice that cats particularly love rubbing against legs. This isn't random. First, legs are at the cat's level, making them an easy target. Second, legs are the part of the body that most often bring new scents into the home, from the outdoors, stores, or other people. Rubbing against legs allows the cat to quickly process these smells and integrate them into its space. Additionally, legs are a point of contact associated with your return home. Rubbing against them becomes a welcoming ritual that the cat repeats with pleasure. Like humans, cats have unique personalities. Some rub more frequently and enthusiastically, while others hardly do it at all. This depends on their temperament, upbringing, and experiences. For instance, cats raised in a loving environment with plenty of attention tend to rub more as a sign of trust. Conversely, cats with a traumatic past, like strays or shelter cats, might avoid this behavior until they feel fully secure. Breed can also play a role. Siamese cats, known for their sociability, often rub against their owners, while more independent breeds, like the Russian Blue, do so less frequently. Rubbing is a complex and multifaceted behavior that combines instincts, emotions, and social signals. When a cat rubs against you, it's not just leaving its scent, it's telling you about its love, trust, and desire to be close. It's their way of making you part of their world, while making their own world cozier and safer. Understanding the reasons behind this behavior helps you better know your pet and strengthen your bond. The next time your cat starts rubbing against your legs or furniture, just smile. It's a small but meaningful sign of their attachment and comfort. And if you respond with affection or attention, you'll make this ritual even more significant for both of you.